Hey everyone, today is January 30th, 2018. Today we got news of the death of Mark Salling, an actor from the television show Glee. On this channel, I teach the language of Gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words. And a lot of people find my videos because they think that something's up with these celebrity deaths. A lot of these actors die at a very young age, often due to very unusual circumstances. In this case, Mark Salling is said to have killed himself via suicide at age 35. This is all following a conviction of child porn charges late last year. Now, the practice of gematria is very simple. All you do is assign a number to each letter relative to its position in the alphabetic order. This first cipher on the top left is called English ordinal. This numbers them 1 through 26. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, all the way through Z. And when you're looking at deaths, they're usually very simple to decode. However, they're not usually this simple. So first of all, let's take his full name, Mark Wayne Salling. And in the language of gematria, using the standard alphabetic order, English ordinal, his first name Mark sums to 43, second name Wayne, 68, his last name Salling, 74. This sums to 185. This man was born on August 17th, 1982. So let's punch today's date in one side, January 30th, 2018, and see how old he was when he died. 8/17/1982. And look at how many weeks he was old. 1,850 weeks, exactly. And his name in gematria sums to 185. So if you think there's something up with these deaths, you're absolutely right. And I'm going to show you a little more evidence to prove my case. Tomorrow, on January 31st, the Western Hemisphere gets to see a total lunar eclipse. And it's not just any total lunar eclipse. It's the first total lunar eclipse of a blood supermoon to occur in 152 years. That means that not only is it a total lunar eclipse, which happens a little more than once a year, but it also is occurring during a supermoon, where the moon is within the closest 10% it ever gets to the Earth. Furthermore, this is the second full moon of the month and the second supermoon of the month. So this is a very significant eclipse, and that's what this death is a tribute to. In gematria, there's also the alphabetic order reduced. This is called full reduction. And this is where you take the double-digit numbers and reduce them to a single digit. Very simple. Let's take L, for instance. L is the 12th letter. 1 plus 2 equals 3. L becomes 3, as you can see on the calculator right there. L, 3. Using this method, total lunar eclipse equals 68. And Mark Salling's full name, Mark Wayne Salling, also equals 68, and he died at 1,850 weeks old. I also want to point out this 94. This is where the alphabetic order is reversed and then reduced to a single digit. So over here, L is the 15th letter because Z is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, therefore L is 6. In this method, Mark Wayne Salling sums to 94. And this number stands out. Ritual human sacrifice sums to 94 using the standard reduction method. This alone is not too significant, but what I want to point out is that in ordinal, this sums to 211. And Salling played a character on the show Glee named Noah Puckerman. Noah Puckerman equals 211 in the reverse alphabetic order. And this is a significant number. It's the 47th prime number. But what I also want to point out about this is that this is a very significant number to Freemasonry, whose compass on the emblem is set to 47 degrees. The words foundation, framework, government, president, White House, Republican and Democrat both sum to 47. You have 47 degrees between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. And the word time sums to 47 using the alphabetic order. Now there's another form of gematria I want to look at here. This is called English extended. And in this method, once you get to 10, you start increasing by 10. Once you get to 100, you start increasing by 100. So it's very similar to reduction. The same numerology rules apply, however, you're amplifying the numbers instead of simply reducing them. The word Noah using this method also equals 119. They say this man died of a suicide. By the way, he was a star on the show Glee, and Glee also equals 47 using this method. This man was convicted of child pornography charges last year. These charges arose in late 2016. After conviction, he was due for sentencing on March 18th, 2018. And this is 47 days after he died. In Gematria, total eclipse sums to 47. And again, a total eclipse, a significant marker of time, 47. But to be specific, this is a total lunar eclipse. In the reverse order, this sums to 103. There's one more cipher I'll show you. This is a very significant one. I call it all exceptions. It's where the reverse alphabetical order is used. Master numbers are not reduced. 11 and 22, master numbers, they stay there. H, the 19th letter, in the reverse order, 1 plus 9 is 10. It's just single reduction. You don't reduce it all the way. And this cipher is very significant, like I said. Noah Puckerman, using this method, is 103. We saw this in Total Lunar Eclipse 103. And I also want to point out this CNN article. The headline, Mark Salling, Glee actor, dead at 35. That 35 we don't count. You can, but not in this case. In the reduction method, it sums to 103, just like Total Lunar Eclipse, as we just saw, and Noah Puckerman. His nickname on the show was Puck. And look at these numbers, 15, 21, 51, and 57. These are the same numbers that appear when you type in the word moon. See that? 21, 15, a match in reduction and reverse, and then 57 and 51, the same thing. Finally, Mark Salling sums to 72, reverse reduction, that's the same as lunar eclipse. So it's not just one alignment that I'm picking out and calling conspiracy. I'm saying that there is a well-designed ritual in place here. And I'm going to further prove that right now. Once again, total lunar eclipse. This time looking at the alphabetic order, the standard method summing to 203. In Hebrew Gematria, if you reduce the order, lunar eclipse sums to 23, right? So you have this connection between the Hebrew and English language with a lunar eclipse being 23. Salling was first charged with counts of child pornography possession on May 27th, 2016. See that? It says right here in Wikipedia. And if you measure from that date to his death, it's 20 months and 3 days. Just like the Gematria of total lunar eclipse. Again, tying in date durations to the name Gematria, to the event Gematria, all very significant. This is how these rituals are coordinated. You know, this whole thing about child pornography is probably fake news to begin with. The guy might not even be dead for all we know. Also, September 12th, 2017 is when he was convicted. So if you measure from the original charges to the date that he was convicted, you get a little over 67 weeks. And in Gematria, Noah Puckerman, using the reverse method, sums to 67 like that. This is also the Gematria of blood sacrifice, 67 reduced, also human sacrifice, another 67. And then if you measure from the date he was convicted to the date that he died, so let's go from September 12th, 2017 to January 30th, 2018. This is 140 days. In Gematria, Noah Puckerman equals 140. So you can see how his name ties perfectly into this whole ritual. The name Noah on its own, by the way, also equals 38. In Hebrew Gematria, this is the value for the word moon, 38. Mark Salling in Jewish Gematria sums to 308. And Jewish Gematria, as you can see here, this is just the Latin alphabetic order. Characters that were not added until the English language became an alphabet are at the end. And you may be thinking, well, the V was in Latin, and you're right, but it used to be a vowel. So the U is what replaced it. The consonant V gets placed at the end. Anyway, in this method, he's got that 308. And just to show you how this works, you can go to translate.google.com. And sometimes you're going to want to double check these words, but I know that the moon is correct. And moon equals 38. See that? Death summing to 38. 38 is a number that's heavily coded into death rituals. In fact, the movie Murder by Numbers, you see they snuck a backwards 3 and an 8 right in the movie poster. And in Gematria, death equals 38. Murder 38. Killing in the reverse or in the standard reduction method 38. RIP also. A couple of other things here. Mark Salling sums to 72. This is the same as child pornography, the charge that he was convicted of in late 2017. You see this 72. And for those of you who are thinking this is a hoax, you might be right. Salling, using the standard 4 base ciphers, sums to 29, 43, 74, and 115. The word Masonic has these same 4 values, 29, 43, 74, and 115. In the Jewish method, his name sums to 187. And let's look again at English extended. You see you got a 227. Ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry sums to 187 and 227. Again, it's Masonry who's responsible for most of the lies that we get out of the mainstream media. And they always code their propaganda accordingly, without fail. So that's going to do it for this video. Just want to show you that murder by numbers is legit. And whether or not people are really dying, I mean, it doesn't even matter. People are really dying. So I'm going to wrap the video up there. Just want to show people this murder by numbers thing is real. Even if this death is a hoax, people do definitely die by this code. And it's on us to figure out what the hell is going on. Thanks for watching, Truth Seeker. God bless.